Hey guys, it's Lindsay. So I'm going to do a quick tutorial on how I curl my hair. Nothing magical, it's pretty easy, but I get quite a few questions on how I curl it, so I thought I'd do a video. So first things first, I just prepped my hair by washing it. I put a little bit of argan oil, mostly on the ends because my hair tends to get dry down there. I don't like to put a lot in the roots because then it just looks oily. And after that, I just blow dry my hair, just with a dry brush, nothing's fancy, just to get it kind of where it is now, kind of a wavy, almost straight mess. And now it's time to curl. So for my curling iron, I use this Hot Tool guy here, and it's a barrel curling iron, so it has this little area on the end, no clamp. Definitely recommend these. It's much better for curling your hair. And I'll link to this if they still make it. I got this a couple years ago on Amazon. I want to say it was like 30 bucks, something really good like that. My friend recommended it to me and it's amazing. So first things first, if your hair is kind of thick like mine, or at least wavy, I like to put it into 3 layers. So I start curling at the bottom. So just section off the bottom third, like so. And I like to just do a ridiculous high ponytail, like this, just to get the hair out of the way. You can use a clip, whatever you feel like. And as you can see, I just have this bottom layer of hair that's now ready to be curled. Then I just start by taking a section about here. So I normally split the back or the bottom layer into about 4 sections. And I just take the first section, take my curling iron, and I like to place it upside down like so here, and then I wrap the hair around it, and I leave about 1 inch to 2 inches on the bottom here out of the curl, and this just makes it look more natural. Then of course you just have to hold it while it curls. I normally leave it in for about 7 to 10 seconds. It doesn't need a ton of time, and then just let it fall off. Sometimes I like to give it a little extra crunch here and let it fall. Obviously in the beginning the curls look a lot tighter and they'll fall really nicely as the day progresses. You can also brush it out or do a lot of things so that if you want it not quite as tight. For now we'll leave it. And I'm just going to go to the next section, splitting it with my fingers, about equal size. I like to pull it pretty taut from my head. And then once again, we're going to go upside down, wrap it, and leave some room at the end. The end, as I mentioned, is not hot, so you could always rest your fingers here. It's kind of an awkward place to hold your hand for too long. All right, give it a little crunch. And now we just have this side left. So once again, split it into 2 pieces. Now on this side, it's just easier for me. I actually once again go upside down, but I'm going to pull it over backwards away from my face and hold it for 7 to 10 seconds. Everyone's hair is different, so your hair may be fine or it may burn easily, in which case you could use less. You may have hair that's hard to curl and you may need to leave the curl iron on longer. And last but not least, let's get this guy. I pull it pretty tight. You can use less pressure if you want it to be looser. You can also choose how many times you wrap it around, will also help decide how tight that curl is. All right, so the bottom layer is done. Before I move on, I like to give it one quick spray with hairspray. I like to use obviously non-toxic natural hairspray, and this stuff is amazing. It's Josh Rosebrook. I will link to it. It's a hairspray firm hold. This stuff is amazing and it's all natural, so could not recommend it enough. And I go very light on it. Just do 1 spray front, 1 in the back. And now we're ready to move on to round 2. Once again, no science to this. I'm just going to split the remaining hair into two, like so. Kind of separate the very top layer with that middle layer. Once again, a very sexy high ponytail. And we're just going to do the exact same thing we did on the bottom with this layer. So grab a little section here. We're going to wrap it pretty tightly and hold it here. Okay, so now we're done with the second layer. As you can see, voila. And the curls are still pretty tight. And now I just do the same thing as the first layer, take my hairspray. I'm just gonna do 2 quick squirts. Just to kind of get some product in there to hold it. I don't want it to stay super tight, so I'm not gonna do a lot of hairspray. And now, last but not least, is the top. So the top is probably the most important because it's the piece that shows the most. So I take a little bit more care with it. I like to start with a center part. It doesn't have to be perfect because I'll normally end up wearing my hair to the side, but I think it looks better when you start with the even curls and then you move them over one way or the other. So really the first 2 pieces that frame your face are the most important, so I like to keep them a little bit smaller, and then once you get towards the back, you can just do whatever you want. So I like to draw a line from the crown of my head about 1 inch in from my hairline down to my ear and pull this piece out. And then curl. There we go. And then for the second piece that frames your face, same thing, I just take about 1 inch worth of hair and curl that piece. Ta-da! All right, so we are all curled, but I'm not gonna leave it like this. I like to do a little more touch-ups. So once again, hairspray every layer. Up top, I'll do probably about 3, kind of work it through. Now where you go from here is totally up to you depending on what you're feeling. You could actually leave it pretty curly like this and just go for the full curl look. You can also use your fingers like I like to do and just loosen the curls. Give them a little head start so they start to fall out. Although obviously over time they're going to fall out anyway. You can also flip upside down and give it a little boost for some volume. Like so. And really just play with it until you get the look you're going for. Like I mentioned, I like to do a little side part on mine. I think it looks a little more natural. And there you have it. The other thing you can do if you want is actually brush out the curls. And because of the way it was curled, you can really almost reform the curls even after you brush it. So the thing I like most about this hairstyle is I could actually wear it for multiple days. So day 1, it looks like this, curly, great. Day 2 and 3, it still has a little bit of wave to it. So I can actually get away with it for 3 days. So I love doing this on a weekend and Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I still have hair that's looking great without having to do this every day. So I hope you learned something and good luck. Happy curling.